Alright, here we have Adwaita Incursion. This is actually one of my weirder ideas, and people say I have a lot of those, but this one's weirder than most because of the fact that it's literally something from out of the universe. Literally something that's like come from a completely different fictional setting. As you can see here, we have this text about how they found a ship near Federation space that they don't know what it is, and then they want you to go look at it. Yeah, anyway. Here you have talk to Linnea because why not? Oh, and you have to go to ESD and talk to Linnea in person because I had finished this, and and the finished version I might have cut that out. Anyway. Mainly because it's a little annoying. This is something on Risa. Yeah, I put that in there for not. I think I was planning to have the start point be some random system in the beta quadrant. Like I said, on the edge of Federation space, so one of those systems. Anyways, here's what your science officer says when you scan the starship. We don't have any second life signs, and the ship is just sitting there looking around. Yeah, the first map at the current version of the story is basically just you go there, look at the ship, and then beam on board. Then you would run around what you think is the bridge of the Adwaita ship because that's what your transporter officer was attempting to target, and scan a bunch of consoles. Yeah, also, that's why I have this little question mark here. It's like a little subtle hint. Okay. You scan the consoles and figure out that it's not really the Adwaita bridge, and you go to a different part of the ship trying to find the actual bridge. This is something... Oh wait, no, never mind. Catacombs map was a holographic simulation because as part of investigating the Adwaita ship, you're going through holographic records or holographic reconstructions of records that you found on board the Adwaita ship. So for this Catacombs map, the idea was that you would go into this area and try to find something, or you were reenacting something that the captain of this Adwaita ship had done. And learning about the Adwaita by basically looking at the world through the eyes of the ship's captain. Then after you've done that, you come back to the Adwaita ship and try to find the actual bridge. Note how I'm calling it control center. That's kind of important later. Then you leave that, you go to the lower deck, and then you walk through that to another deck, and then you start another holographic simulation, which, yeah, I hadn't finished that. I'm trying to remember what... Oh, right, Men in Black. Yeah, okay, see, the fictional universe that inspired this whole thing was the Men in Black. Kriegit is actually the name of the character's rank. It's actually not the name of a person. Kriegit is basically like it's a specific type of ship captain who has a focus on exploration. I don't remember which of these I eventually decided I liked for the look of the character. I think it was this one. because I actually had specific ideas in mind, one of which is that the character in question is a cyborg, in that these dark marks on her face are actually um, uh, little like bits of metal, not like a thick metal plate like the Borg do for prosthetics, but like thin layers that are. It's not armor, but it's like a sophisticated set of receptors and sensors. And of course, this is because her hands are actually covered in metal plate armor. And yeah, the boots too. Those are supposed to be cybernetic feet. Ooh, that reminds me. I started doing the costuming for this back before they added armor visuals as character costumes. Using the armor boot thing would have been cool. Oh well, whatever. Anyways, the ship itself, I don't remember exactly which of these I decided to go with. I think it was this one. Something that looks like kind of like a flying saucer. Anyway, though, yeah, here we have the Men in Black. Because we can't do proper Men in Black business suits for female characters, I went with this because it's something that's reasonably close. I mean, sharp-eyed people will recognize it's actually a Federation uniform, but with all of the colors set to black and no rank insignia. But here's another one I tried, which is a different. It's one of the like civilian robe costumes. Male who, yeah. This is the closest I could get to a proper Men in Black suit. Here's another one I tried. It's the pockets. It just has too many pockets to be a proper Men in Black suit. This, I don't remember what I was doing with this. Alright, here we have one of the bad guys. What is up with that? In one of the season updates, they must have changed the way the belly bulk slider would, because some characters who didn't have a massive gut now do. Anyways, this, as the sharp-eyed will note, is actually a Saurian, who I've made look as bulky and scary as possible. Note how I didn't go for like black and red on the costume, because quite frankly, it's one of the things with this is that I decided to go with the idea that certain colors are scary to certain people and not to others. And to this guy's race, this look is frightening and intimidating. He's called a lizard because of the fact that, in keeping with, the finest traditions of UFO conspiracy theories, none of the alien races are actually referred to by their proper name, except the Adwaita, because the Adwaita actually tell you in person what their name is. Also, you're rummaging through an Adwaita ship, so you can just like read their computer databases. This guy's called a lizard because he's a reptilian alien, and quite frankly, the Adwaita don't care what his species' proper name is. They just call them lizards because they don't like them. Lizard ship. Yeah. I said for something scary. Why is the center point of this on the side? Weird. Anyway. Wait. It says Rex. Anyways. I hadn't actually figured out what I was going to do with all of these. I was thinking about maybe having like a fleet battle at the end of it. Oh, right. The Greys. See? I hadn't actually made character costumes for them yet, but I had this idea in my head that we'd have gray aliens at some point in there. So I decided to make these things as gray ships because they're cool looking and very, very different from the other ones. Oh yes, the Lucari Hokun. Yeah, that actually works much better for flying saucer than a Federation ship. Anyway, all right. That's the costumes. Now to start looking at the maps. So, actually have a lot of maps for this one. The first map we do is this one where you scan the ship. That one is boring because all you do is go there and look at the ship. Adwaita Bridge. Let's go to that one. This is one of the smallest interior spaces we have in the game because it comes from a player bridge interior that is about the size of a shoebox. And, oddly enough, since it is a bog standard, boring-ish Federation interior, it is actually a very popular one for Foundry authors because of the fact that it's... what's the best way to put this? Compact and easy to work with, and it's a rather generic Federation interior. So, anytime it's a Federation ship, you can use this. Thing is, though, is I wanted something that to a Federation person would look like a bridge, and this isn't actually a bridge. You find that out after you get there and look around. Because the story here is that what you found is actually the ship library. Dun dun dun. I also did a lot of redecorating work on it. It looks somewhat less Federation. Also, this is one of the really, really old bridges. So when you look at it, it actually doesn't look... To someone who's only seen modern Federation ship interiors, this actually feels alien because of the fact that it's like pre-launch era Federation ship interior. Oh well. And yet, it's popular for Foundry authors. Yeah, right. I didn't actually program in dialogue pop-ups, so run around, hit all the buttons. I thought there was dialogue on the bridge, but no. Yeah, that's right. Taco didn't actually hunt down all of the consoles in the game that used those old school white and very, very pale blue assets. It's one of these things. I'm missing something. Follow the tricorder, my favorite trick for Foundry. That is one of those. Yeah, I forgot to program that in. This console is used for some sort of data analysis. What about? It's a detailed scholarly dissertation on the significance of the phrase death to all Saiyans. If you click never mind, this just goes away. Oh, I guess I hadn't finished that. Yeah, oh well. It was just an amusing idea, because the idea I was going with is that these people came to Earth and were studying Earth because, you know, their home planet wasn't in particularly good shape and they wanted to see if they could, you know, find anything on Earth that they could use to help their home planet. Well, they found things on Earth. The ship didn't get back to their home world, though, so at least not yet. Well, okay, you know what? That's actually an interesting point. The fact that it's adrift in Federation space without crew would suggest that the crew is on their homeworld and that the ship was elsewhere. Alrighty then. Moving on into the next section.